Some are saying that I'm the greatest to ever do it.
How the hell did you pull this one, Nova? What the hell?
7-digit IQ. I make 8 digits a month, and that number doesn't start with a 1.
Yes.
Bench press 25,000 pounds, and that's with the left hand alone.
Wow.
With the right, writing poems.
The dowsing rod of her gender is made of platinum. I don't know how you did it. I don't know how you find that. This was a joke. This was a shitpost. Why is it so trans? It has no right to be this trans.
It's the most transgender thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
It's insane.
I love this movie so much.
Detective arriving on the scene.
Paris is burning. Super duper.
The fuck?
I think what we have to do. Also, hello, by the way, it's BK Solve Crimes. I'm November Kelly.
Oh yeah, it's us.
I'm joined by my co-detectives.
I am Lucy, your local librarian, and our third and final co-host,
Mia Mulder. I am free from the tyranny of the heat wave that has tormented all of us for a whole week. Hello.
France must, can, should, and will blow up the sun.
Yes.
You poor thing.
Yeah.
Emmanuel Macron, please save us.
I'm so sorry that we had to sort of delay recording until this late. But back to how great I am, right? So like, I think it's important to have, and I struggle with this sometimes, boundless compassion towards like young teenage November Kelly, right? Because when I was 13, I thought that this movie, Super Troopers, Bill Hicks and Richard Pryor were the funniest things in the world. And I was braced to find out that actually this was not the funniest thing in the world, and I was a stupid little chudlet. And then I rewatched it.
What a word.
You know, through my fingers, thinking, what have I done? What am I about to betray about myself and my upbringing that I thought that this was funny?
Yeah.
I had a whole thing prepared about what a worse person I could have been, so you had to grade me on a curve. But no, it whips.
Yeah.
Rules.
I pulled you aside and was like, November, are you trying to sabotage the podcast? Why do you keep picking these films? Like, what are you doing? But no, you are cooking. Oh my Christ.
When we were locked in to see a comedy movie from 2001, I was expecting to see the most transphobic thing I've ever seen in my life.
It's amazing how it holds up. It's bizarre.
It's just a good comedy. It's just a good movie. It's just like good. How did it get bad reviews? Like, it's actually like solid. This is a good thing. You could make this today and it would be good.
Well, the thing that I find really fascinating about this is that it sort of like helps to expand our thesis, right? And I have this notion that the reason why detectives used to be more transgender back in the day and mightn't seem so transgender nowadays is because now we have an outlet for our gender dysphoria, which is called fucking transitioning. Whereas back then, you had to sublimate all of this shit. You had to like find an acceptable outlet for it. And in this case, as in so many cases, the acceptable outlet is the Twin Peaks of being a detective and hanging with your boys.
Yes.
And this is a very much hanging with your boys movie.
Yeah.
I can sort of juxtapose this with Inherent Vice, right? Because this is a comedy about cops, right? Where you recognize that one of the funniest things you can do as a cop is to play stuff straight. So we begin on the highways of rural Vermont, where 3 stoners, and this is meant to be you and your friend group, listener, as you watch this, because this is a stoner comedy, right? And little chudlet me, who was too scared to ever do drugs and not cool enough to have access to them, was like, wow, I bet weed really is like that.
And it is. I mean, they're not wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I've never eaten 130 quid's worth of weed and mushrooms at the same time, but like, it makes you this kind of person.
Because they see, they're like driving and they see a state police car, and immediately as it pulls them over, they panic, right? And the guy in the back, who was, for a while, that actor was married to Christina Hendricks, by the way.
Sure.
So never give up on your dreams.
Sure. Why not? Things just make sense. Why not?
Yeah, he gets after it like Bigfoot Bjornsson, and he just eats that weed. All of it.
He does. Well, this is another thing, right? It's because Nova and I were watching this initially, you know, bracing ourselves for terror, but then later just jaws on the floor, being like, did Thomas Pynchon watch this movie? Did Thomas was like, is this the movie that Thomas Pynchon watched that gave him the idea to write Inherent Vice? Because there are so many overlaps.
This is pretty much like a thematic prequel to Inherent Vice.
It legitimately is.
Yeah.
It's crazy. There's a few bits in here that made me and Lucy watching this together go, okay, but we know that Thomas Pynchon is like a stoner, right? Like, we know that Inherent Vice is about stoners. Did he just smuggle the fucking stoner comedy into the American like literature canon?
Is Thomas Pynchon like quoting Shenanigans to himself, just like some kind of Anchorman fan, just like constantly doing stims with lines from this?
It's possible.
The first draft of Inherent Vice has a lot of meows like hidden into it just throughout.
There probably fucking are. You can probably go and look. I suggest everyone go insane about this right now, crying of Lot 49 style. But so these stoners, they're harassed by the cop car that is simultaneously the thing from It Follows, the shark from Jaws.
It's so eldritch.
It violates the 180 rule. It's fantastic. It just appears, pulls them over, tears off past them, reappears behind them in that kind of elastic conception of where the cops are.
It's like a Slender Man. I don't know how it does it. It teleports.
They're really treating this like traffic stop very much like they're trying to gaslight the people inside of the car, and it's just like so funny because like I don't know how they're doing it, but they really kind of captured the paranoia of being high in a really good way that like a lot of stoner movies don't really do, just by fucking with these people in a car, by like they're stopping, asking for license and registration, then leaving, and then doing it all again straight face like it's the first time they're doing it, and it's just
fannying about.
I love it. I love it.
Similarly to Bigfoot Bjornsson, right? The cop who realizes how funny fucking with you is scary.
It is.
Right?
It's terrifying. It's, like nothing is more scary than a cop who is bored. Like there's just so many little beautiful moments here of like classic cannabis language of the kind of shit that you end up saying when you're like high. Just like, I mean, I'm going to Canada for French fries and gravy, also known as poutine. Just like, it's amazing.
Oh my god, Canada foreshadowing.
As the cops are fucking with them, and Christina Hendricks' future husband in the backseat is coming up on entire bag of weed and shrooms, a Corvette blows past them, so they load the stoners into the back of the cop car and go after him.
Holy shit, Christina Hendricks from fucking Mad Men?
Yes!
Yeah.
Wow.
Christina Hendricks from Mad Men, one of the most beautiful women in the world, was like married for a few years to the guy from this. And also he did some other things, but the guy from this...
Listen, anything's possible.
Never give up on your dreams. We see the other state police troopers getting roped in on this chase. We see Foster, who has been fishing while his car is parked by the side of the highway, and he has an inflatable like state trooper dummy to stick in the driver's seat.
Like fucking airplane.
This guy is going to be the one that we're paying the most attention to.
I would say so.
Yeah. He's the driving character in this. He's the driving force of the narrative somehow.
Yes. Like that one egg from fucking Auntie Donna. There is so much fucking sublimation going on here.
One egg from Auntie Donna. What a reference that I immediately understand.
We also have the, I'm using the word chud a lot on this episode, but I think it's relevant. The chud on the radio, the like state police radio.
Oh, it's very chud-like, to be fair.
And at first you just see the like sort of the lips and the horrible moustache. Rod Farver is, I think, my generation's Ignatius J. Reilly, and I'm prepared to defend that view in court. I think he is just the perfect fucking chud. I kind of love him. He's the worst.
Yeah, 100%. He's built for it.
He's insufferable, unfortunately. He's this particular archetype of person that I knew a lot of at school, who is like the thinnest skin of anyone you've ever met. Like skin as thin as the page of a fucking Gideon's Bible. Like you just, look at him wrong and he leaps across the table to try and thumb your eyes out. Awful.
But so the cops with the stoners in the back of the car chase this Corvette guy into like a diner or something. and they, locked in the back of the car, hear gunshots, and the guy comes back out and steals the cop car with them in the back.
Yes.
Magical.
But we have revealed that this guy is actually one of the other cops.
Yeah.
Because they're just bored.
Yeah.
And they're just fucking with each other and these kids.
Yeah.
And this was like made immediately pre 9/11. And it really shows.
Holy shit, you can so tell. Like the policing is so unserious. The law doesn't really matter. Like you can tell like the stakes are the lowest they can possibly be. And damn.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense actually.
It really does take the position that like being a cop is like a difficult job, not because it's dangerous, but because it's boring.
Yeah.
And you have nothing to do, so you just contrive these sort of elaborate rituals.
I should also note that Foster is not wearing any shoes because he is very much like Doc Sportello and also that guy from Die Hard, a barefoot cop.
It's the best cop. Best kind of cop.
I don't love that you put a little sizzle on the words barefoot cop like it would have a theme, like a musical sting under it, you know?
The recurring segment for the podcast for the future.
Ooh, he's a barefoot cop.
Before 9/11 happened, right, Cartoon Network would have commissioned 24 episodes of Barefoot Cop off you.
Okay, but the thing is, I only have one day to edit this, and I'm going to be compelled to write the theme tune to Barefoot Cop.
Yeah, what I've done is I've done a real no gods no mares thing and gone, hey, can you just compose something real quick?
Yeah, all right, I'll write the theme tune to Barefoot Cop. Fine.
I want this to be a recurring segment whenever we have the opportunity to have Barefoot Cop. I feel like once we get into like some Quentin Tarantino shit, we're gonna have a lot of opportunity for this.
Oh, okay. Send in your requests for Barefoot Cop. No, don't do that. Please don't do that.
I do not have time.
Send all your requests about Barefoot Cop to Lucy at bgaysolvecrimes.com.
Speaking of elaborate rituals, we see in the diner these cops having finished fucking with these poor stoners, putting them through like the hell dimension, that they are engaged in a beautiful Vermont activity, competitive maple syrup chugging.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just like downing an entire liter of maple syrup. You're gonna keel over and die. You can't do that. And the thing is, apparently they like swapped it out for iced tea originally while they were filming it, but it didn't look thick enough, and so they just did it with syrup anyway. And it's like, so now
dangerous.
You've just drunk a liter of syrup and a liter of iced tea.
For what reason? Why did they do this? It adds nothing. I think I feel they're really establishing
shenanigans.
So much shenanigans. They're really establishing this like world as like this is a movie where the boys get up to some shit. It's always just like, and it's very relatable for anyone who has been in a group of bored boys in a situation where nothing to do. Because one of my notes was actually, because so many times throughout this movie, I was just reminded of being a cadet, like a sea cadet.
Yes,
and it's just like,
oh my god, what is wrong with all of us?
Right, like it's so reminiscent of being like just stuck and not doing anything, being stuck with your cadets, not doing anything because you cleaned your gun, you cleaned your boat. There's nothing to do for like the next 18 hours, so you may as well drink some maple syrup because fuck it, you have it.
It's funny, and like again, now that I'm not one, I get to say this, and I'm not sort of at any peril psychologically of saying this. Men are class, like men rock. They're so fucking stupid. They're so funny.
Well, that's the official position of Be Gay Solve Crimes. 19 episodes in is dudes rock.
Yes,
dudes rock. I mean,
dudes can sometimes rock. Well, the thing is that like on the sublimation point is the fact that there is a particular kind of guy who can turn to his bros, to his dudes, to his boys, and say, go girlfriend, I'm your mother, when they're like downing maple syrup. And that's the most cisgender thing in the world.
Yeah, or tell him to like open your throat and relax your jaw and don't forget to cup the balls.
Yeah.
Again, this is like incredibly gay shit.
There are ways of doing that is like, homosocial, but crucially cisgender. And yet there will be one among your number for whom this is not the same, for whom this is actually encapsulating an old theory of mine that there is no such thing as a joke, and that whenever anyone makes a joke, they are actually revealing something, and that's quite telling. And the guy in question here is Foster.
Yeah, but listen, when that one member of your party, of your cadet troop or whatever, eventually starts a podcast about it, they will be able to laugh at it then.
Exactly.
Right? Because we see that there's a kind of law enforcement rivalry in in rural Vermont, right? There's the state troopers,
The main characters.
with the Smokey the Bear hats, all wearing brown. These are our boys. We've seen them chugging the maple syrup. And then there's the local cops, like the city cops, who wear black and are slightly more chudded, and their bits are no good. They have shit banter, right? And that makes them your enemy.
They have sexist banter too, which like also puts them like very clearly in like being the bad cops, which I find so brave for a movie of 2001 where misogyny is like the norm, and they're just like, actually, we're just the boys, but we're not misogynist boys, like the bad group of boys. And it's just like, wow. 2000, like, how does this movie hold up so good? Apparently the sequel from like 2018 got worse on this front, got less woke.
I buy that.
Well, we're gonna have to do it, is the thing.
I'm looking forward to it.
They have one female city cop, Ursula, and notably they do the bits at her as well. Foster is the only state trooper to be normal to her. Admittedly, this is normal brackets with Riz, right? He is trying to seduce her, but in a kind of fumblingly earnest way.
Yes. Yeah, he's the only one who isn't like necessarily like wedded to performing this particular kind of machismo. And his sort of like picking apart of gender norms is usually directed at himself. He's not insinuating or impugning the masculinity of like his fellow highway police officers. He is often impugning his own masculinity throughout. And that's a really interesting distinction, that he's willing to do that in a way that like no other dude would have been at the time.
It's a surprisingly progressive movie for what it is. Like for what it is, it's like a weirdly self-aware type of movie.
But it has a kind of good heart, which is crazy to say about these things. But so the two groups of cops get in a fight, and their dads, their two like police chiefs, have to break it up. So there's a city police chief, O'Grady, who is a dick. And then there's the highway police captain, Brian Cox, for some fucking reason.
I know! Yeah, Brian Cox.
Surprisingly, just like a really good actor, just like jump scared into this, just like, okay, Brian Cox is here.
Yeah.
Fuck you. It's good.
Apparently they wanted Bill Murray for the role, and this is baffling to me because, like, I would not immediately think after, like, not being able to get Bill Murray, okay, let's get respected Shakespearean actor Brian Cox.
Again, it's something about this of like the funniest thing you can do with a cop is have it be like dead earnest, right? But
they're playing it so straight that it does work.
Well, as dead earnest as you can be when you're eating a bar of soap, right?
So like this is the big part of what I really like about movies like this is like, because there's something I also noticed later is when they encounter like situations where there actually are stakes, like there is a murder victim, for example, or like something's going on, all of the characters lock in and the shenanigans kind of stops for a moment because they kind of start taking things seriously, which makes the comedy and the shenanigans more fun.
Yeah.
So like Brian Cox being here, being very like earnest and serious and kind of taking it seriously, not maybe as seriously as you can kind of tell that he's not taking maybe the movie the most seriously, but it makes the comedy work better in contrast with the not comedy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a really essential bit of like kind of homosociality to analyze here, right? Because we're in the next day, we're in the briefing room, right? And we see that Father, the guy who has been on the radio, is trying to do bits on the rookie who everyone already likes and who can do bits. And Father has a criminal lack of banter, right? He can't do pranks.
He can't do it. He's got no chance.
He can't riff that way. He sucks. Yeah.
Oh my God.
He's just bad. He's just cruel about it.
He's a perfect guy who sucks, right? As they say very explicitly later on, his shenanigans are cruel and therefore unfunny.
Yeah, evil shenanigans,
Yeah, he like gives the rookie like a cup of coffee with like a full bar of soap in it.
Yeah, which not even like hiding it, just being like, no, don't take that one. The one with the bar of soap in it is for the new guy that I'm bullying.
Coffee served.
Oh, no, that's rabbits. That's rabbits.
Okay, I get it. It's rabbits. Oh, look, a bar of soap.
Oh, shit, I got you good, you fucker.
Awesome prank, Farva.
Better than the crap you pull, Matt.
But it's like, this is a guy who has like an absolutely savant level mind palace map of the exact hierarchy in the troop and where everyone sits in it, and he is like angry about that and believes that the way up is to just claw your way there through cruelty.
Maidens is real.
Like so many people I
Maidens
knew,
is
and it's
real.
like, stop it. Stop it!
I don't like that Maidens is such a seminal text for like men interacting with each other in this way, but it really is. Also, just in terms of how fucked his vibes are, I think this is a beautiful piece of character work, right? He's trying to torment the rookie again as he's like cleaning one of the cars. Father we see is like off the road, right? That's why he's on the radio for like an unspecified incident
involving a school bus full of children. Yeah,
yeah.
Concerning.
But he's sort of bitching and he's about country and western music because he's that kind of chud, and he's the guy who likes Charlie Rich more than John Denver, which is a fantastically obscure bit, but it's just like he threatens the rookie on the basis that you're trying to take my country music award because you're John Denver. Yeah, right. This is the worst cunt alive.
I do want to beat him to death. Is the thing.
Yeah.
Everyone of the cast grew mustaches for this role, and apparently Father's was so fucking patchy that they introduce him sort of like lip first. And what's interesting to me is that our girl Foster, who we are keeping a close eye on, is the only one who the joke is that he absolutely cannot grow one for some reason. He is ostensibly trying, but I also was pressured into doing Movember when I was at school.
Not what I'm called.
Putting in a lot of real effort into that Movember thing.
Yeah,
definitely not doing that, just phoning it in.
I refused to do Movember.
Oh, I accidentally shaved because I forgot.
Oops.
My bad.
And I accidentally shaved again every morning for a month.
Forget my own head if it wasn't attached. Yeah. So we see Foster and his partner Mac do the cat game, the funniest sequence of the movie.
Yes.
One I've worked into Trash Future recordings before. It's just a great fucking around at work bit where in the course of pulling over this guy, this is like Bigfoot Bjornsson behind the scenes, right? They tries to like beat the record of number of times he can smuggle the word meow past the guy without him noticing. So he's on one side talking to the driver, Max on the other side like counting off on his fingers, and as he tries to do this you can see him shaking with laughter. It's a beautifully composed shot of him doing this.
He does also get found out after the first meow, right? He's like just
immediately.
The wheels
Say
fall
meow?
off the bit completely. Did I say meow? And you see him sort of like counting hesitantly on his finger like fantastic.
That doesn't count. Yeah, half a point.
Give me your license registration right now.
Do I look like a cat to you, boy? Am I jumping around all nimbly-bimbly from tree to tree?
No. Yeah, this is the one thing that this troupe has in common with a lot of transgender polycules I know, is that they're constantly stimming with the fucking word meow.
They're state troopers with a U. Like, what do you want from me?
Yeah.
Alright, so the jarring shift in tone.
Yeah, because this is a detective movie and it is a murder mystery, and we put a stop to all of our hijinks to have the corpse of a dead woman.
Yep.
We fridge a woman. This should be a kind of jarring shift in tone, but it's a sort of brief respite between bits, effectively, because there's a woman they find like face down. Her face is in like a dog bowl full of dog food in a Winnebago, and she has like a distinctive tattoo of like an obscene like monkey jerking off on her shoulder.
Yeah,
and they're all kind of shocked by this until the pet pig that is loose in the Winnebago gets at them, at which point we get another fight between the state troopers and the city cops.
Because this is a turf war, and by turf I mean sort of like jurisdiction.
We see at the end of this, like, they're all handcuffed by each other, and Ursula and Ramathorn, the two kind of mums, effectively, The two straight men.
Yeah, they kind of have to do a prisoner exchange.
Yeah. Very, very good.
When we say that this film is like surprisingly progressive for its time, it's not exactly woke too, right?
No,
God,
my
it's
goodness.
2001. Like come on.
We do not have any interest in this dead woman for the rest of the movie.
Yeah, they do just like fridge a woman to provide stakes, right? She's there to be a kind of jurisdiction.
The instigating sort of like crime that it actually is.
Yeah.
Like there's like a small amount of stakes so that there actually is plot.
Yeah. And then we're straight back to the shenanigans where, like, for instance, I think it's Foster is like briefly like stuck in a locker all of the others. Rabbit is like locked in a locker covered in shaving foam, which mood in there.
Classic prank. Prank.
Yeah, and again, it's really curious. There's no malice in this. It's just
it's just fun.
Yeah, these are the most bored, idiotic men on earth, and it's just like, yeah, we're gonna shove this guy in the locker and cover him with shaving foam.
This is just what happens when you get like more than three boys that are bored in a space for more than 5 minutes. Like they will start covering each other in shaving foam.
Somebody is like duct taped to the ceiling. These things just happen.
A universal cadet experience.
Yeah, pretty much. But like the thing is, we then cut to a baseball game.
Yeah, they're off duty
because we're building up a kind of like Romeo and Juliet thing where you have love interests on either side of this divide between Foster and Ursula. But this is another moment that made Nova and I sit forward and be like, Thomas Pynchon, what the fuck?
We are doing actual journalism. We're breaking actual news here.
Chocolate frozen bananas.
Yes.
Everywhere.
It's just a prequel to Inherent Vice. That's all it is. It's like this inspired it. This is without Super Troopers. Inherent Vice does not exist.
Well, apparently they were going to set this film in the 70s.
Oh, come on.
There's a kind of woke 0.5 thing going on here. Like, you remember when Jackass, when they asked them about the gay undertones and they got offended that they were undertones? In this case, you have all of these guys who are doing very phallic sweets together and talking about how they, like, because the state police station might get closed and they might get reassigned, they want to stay in town, so they talk about opening a roller disco together.
Yeah.
It's
so cute.
So
guys being dudes.
Homo-romantic and homoerotic, and it's not... This isn't really, like, played for laughs in the sense of, like, look at these faggots. It's just like, yeah, men are just like this, which is a kind of sweet thing to suggest.
But there is one faggot here who is not like other faggots, and that is our beloved Bananas Foster.
Fuck you.
It's a joke from the movie. It's all the way through. Whenever, have you not noticed this? Whenever they say the word banana, like, they have someone saying Foster's name immediately after. It's like, Bananas Foster.
See if they got any chocolate bananas. Foster?
God damn it.
Oh, that's true.
It's so good. It's so good.
What a well put together fucking wild ride this is. Also, can I just say, like, I was worried about time going into this thing, but like, it's not a dense movie. You know what I mean? Like, you could summarize this in like 4 or 5 sentences, all the important plot beats. Most of it is just them fucking around.
Thank God, because I have to go to work in an hour.
Like, it's nice. It's easy to process. It's easy to digest.
And it also means that, like, in terms of, like, being strapped for time, we can just, like, skip over and not necessarily need to recite every single bit.
So many things you can just, like, skip.
Do not worry. I'm not gonna give a half hour to them buying one of the city cops a comically large thing of candy floss so that the guy behind him does the whitest kids you know Abraham Lincoln bit.
You have fucked up.
He doesn't throw it away for some reason.
Yeah, it's so good.
Why does he keep
it? Like, there's too much candy floss.
It is kind of a vision of a world, like, pre 9/11 where cops are so disrespected that you can start a fight with one at a baseball game and it's just fine.
And not have it ruin your life.
Yeah.
But the thing that made Mia and Nova, and I imagine Mia as well, fucking scream and point at the TV and be like, what the fuck, Nova? How did you snipe this from the depths of your memory?
I'm the greatest to ever do it.
Foster goes to the other precinct and talks to Ursula.
Yeah, he contrives some pretext to do this, to chat her up.
And is trying to flirt with her. And she says, sorry, I don't date cops.
Always wise.
Yeah, and he sort of bounces off this in a kind of way that, like, every repressed trans woman has whenever they, you know, meet someone who's not interested in men and has had the little internal thought, but I'm not one of those, but unable to comprehend it at the time. And so he says, quote unquote,
listen, you seem like a really nice guy, but I just don't date cops.
Well, not much of a cop, really.
More like a civilian trapped in a cop's body.
Oh. Well, I hear you can get an operation for
Yeah.
that.
What the fuck?
Movie stopping, screeching, being like, well, that's it.
Yeah.
That's the movie. Like, great. This is for the podcast. It's like a perfect...
It's transsexual.
Thank you.
Yeah, just give you that for free. And the thing is, it's one of the funniest jokes God has ever done to put me, little chudlet, age 13 or whatever, in front of the TV, watching this scene, having the wrong light go off in my brain and go, I can't wait until I grow up and I get to be a cop. That is the perfect setup and payoff for my entire life. And now that I've recorded this, I can get crushed by like a cube of like aircraft toilet frozen shit like Donnie Darko. It's a perfect arc.
It's so good.
I'm not really a cop. I'm more like a civilian trapped in a cop's body.
I'm going to be thinking about that for like months.
Fuck. It's, podcast thesis vindicated. You cannot sabotage us. There is no movie that 3 trans women can pick from their own childhoods that will not in some way be something that we remember for a reason, you know?
Yeah.
Again, like, it's weirdly not transphobic in a weird way. It's like weirdly like played as earnest, being like, well, like, you know, I'm not really that much. I'm not very cop-like. Like, saying it like almost as if it's a correct thing, as a way to like simplify an actual emotion, which is how that sentence is often used by trans people when it is used. And it's like, my God, 2001.
Yeah,
folks.
I miss woke 0.5 when you could do a punchline like, I hear you can get an operation for that. And it was kind of harmless.
Yeah. It's just fine.
The thing is that there is actually a plot going on underneath all this, and the plot is budget cuts. Our beloved highway troopers are not making enough arrests for the city budget to allocate them the money that they need to keep employing themselves. So their jobs are under threat if they don't make more arrests, which, again, is a spooky thing you can tell.
Worse than that, if they close the station, they'll all get reassigned to, like, anywhere else in the state. The prospect of deer lick is mentioned more than once. The local cops will take over. Those fucking dickholes.
What do you mean by that, man?
Listen, the girls who know, they know.
No, that's real. That's real. The deer girls, and sometimes the deer boys, even.
More often in my opinion.
But so, we see that they pull over a truck, right, that misses a weighing stop. The guy's name, incidentally, is Zach Galifianakis, basically, which is another reason why this movie is Cassandra-esque.
It's, bafflingly prescient. Yeah. But the thing is that the back of this van has a fuck ton of weed in it.
Yeah.
And it's weed with the same, like, kind of racist sticker of the monkey jacking off.
The two guys who pulled the guy over, right, they get in the back and he locks them in the back because they're distracted because they're trying to do a bit. And so when Ramathorn, like, opens up the truck to rescue them, the first thing he says is, it stinks like sex in here, which incredible. But the second thing is they talk about what bit they were doing, which is the repeater, which is where one of them asks for your license and registration and the other one just doubles him. And it just keeps going from there.
But these are the kind of hijinks that you can't pull if you're in any job other than cop, because you need the authority to back it up, to have whoever you are functionally using the state power to bully, they must be too scared to say anything about it. And that's, like, crucial to the cruelty of it all.
Yeah.
It's done in the service of pranks, right? And as they say when they're comparing, like, their pranks to Farva's pranks.
Our shenanigans are cheeky and fun. Yeah, I mean, his shenanigans are cruel and tragic.
One thing I find, like, a little bit absurd, has to happen for the sake of the plot to happen, is that the murder victim has a tattoo of a monkey jerking off a banana, which is hilarious and, like, for someone who's like 8 years old. But the weed also is like stamped with the same logo, which is like, again, crucial for the plot. So they're like, oh, these cases are connected. But who has like a logo for smuggling drugs?
Yeah, I mean, like, if stamped on pills, maybe. But like, this is also, I think, where we codify a bit that has transcended this movie, which is Ramathorn looking at this on the computer and tapping some keys, like miming it and going, enhance. Until he pisses off Brian Cox so bad. who just yells at him to get back to work.
The teacher comes over to you with a disapproving look of like, what are you doing? And you like look up and get one final little enhance and just be like, come on, sir.
Being a little stinker, giving him a smidge of the business.
And what we learned is that our dear Bananas Foster recognizes this banana from an anime that he's seen.
From Afghanistan. It's Afghanime.
Yeah.
It's Afghanistanimation.
Afghanime.
Because, like a lot of trans women, Foster has an encyclopedic knowledge of anime for some reason. It's very, very interesting. And so these cases are getting more and more connected.
Polyamory strikes the movie. Right.
Oh, God.
Right, like they fucking two Germans appear in a stolen Porsche in a very like extraordinarily sexual vibes oozing from of these people, which you know how Germans are.
Yeah.
The most sexual Europeans.
It's European sex comedy because Ramathorn and Rabbit, the rookie, are like watching the roads, right? And Ramathorn's talking about how he and his wife are seeing other people but not exclusively and excruciatingly trying to explain polyamory almost to like your partner, which is crazy work for 2001. When this Porsche blows past them, he's got his kid with him in the back of the car. So he sends Rabbit. He says make mama proud as well, which is interesting. And then poor Rabbit just has interaction with a European sex couple.
Yeah.
I love these two.
I
They
do
try
too.
to get out of the traffic stop by doing like sexual favors, very enthusiastically.
Crazy hot. Yeah.
The kid is just sat in the back of the cop car, like watching this entire time.
Like none the wiser.
He does get out of the car halfway through, and both of them are just like, "Get back in the car!"
Yeah.
There's also a bit where they try to arrest the German girl, and she he takes out the handcuffs.
Some cuffing
and
spanking.
she offers her ankle first, instinctively about what to cuff, and it's like, damn, that's crazy.
This definitely didn't do anything to me.
Well, this is the thing is that watching this as a kid, which I didn't do. This was the first time that I've seen it. But if I had watched this as a bisexual teenager, I would have had a really odd time, not really like resonating with the bisexual guy, because I didn't want to be a bisexual guy. I knew that I was like attracted to men, but like I really struggled with like the fact that it would just happen to be the most homophobic era to have been raised in. Or like, well, maybe not, but like it felt pretty fucking homophobic at the time. It did not feel like woke 0.5 while I was living through it, right?
No, for sure.
Now it's like, I totally understand which of these two I would rather be. I have got to get infinitely more blonde about it.
The German like European sex comedy subplot is like not a very shenanigans part of the movie, but it's also like not at all important to the like main plot of it. But they just like keep appearing because like they are arrested, but then they just appear in like the main trooper's bedroom because like now they're just fucking them. They're just having a good time.
Yeah, it's almost like beat for beat a bit from Kinds of Kindness, but played for comedy, where it's just like, oh, this cop and his wife are like, they're sex people.
Yeah, and crucially, the protagonist of this movie, like Thorny, is, or at least the most like respectably macho of a lot of them, is bisexual.
Yeah,
canonically.
Yeah,
that's just like,
which is rare for a movie like this,
and it's not played for like disgust. It's played for like a kind of 2001 equivalent of like hell yeah, it's
played for like confidence. Like he knows, like he's like the most confident and kind of like the most masculine, the most like macho, confident, the most healthy masculinity type of man that exists in the movie, and he is like. Who wants a mustache ride? And like both the Germans, like the wife and the husband are both like, me.
We have to get you back to the jail tonight, But the thing is that speaking of like, models of masculinity and pranks that we do for our boys, Bananas Foster is off doing a prank with no boys present.
No.
I don't know who he's doing this for.
Uh-huh.
He seems to be doing it for himself, but he is doing a prank which is like, the only plausible excuse that a cisgender man in 2001 could perhaps wear women's underwear and socially get away with it is functionally kind of a sex crime, unfortunately.
This is hashtag problematic. This is I did write down average couple year 2026 because they do really problematic bits to each other. He calls the like local police station doing gay voice to obscure his, I guess, normal non-gay voice, and says there's a man like flashing the outside of the station. She goes out and sees him for comedy, flashing her with like the grubby overcoat and a pair of panties underneath.
Yeah. It's like she genders him as feminine over the phone instinctively without even like seeing him at all.
And then decides to Uno reverse card his problematic bit with a more problematic bit by holding him at shotgun point and
From
using
behind,
a little voice changer thing to do a racist gay rape joke. Are women okay? Years 2026.
Sort of like in the vein of don't drop the soap kind of shit.
A little bit, yeah.
Drop your coat and grab your toes.
What?
I'm gonna show you where the wild goose goes.
Oh, this isn't happening. I'm a police officer. Ursula, help!
Baby, I'm gonna butter your bread.
It also has the vibe of like the type of trope of woman who has a lot of brothers, in the sense of like she I can also do like a broy type of inappropriate joke. Like that's like
He turns around and is like, you don't happen to like have a spare pair of underwear because I've just shat mine from fear. And she says to him,
I'm not sure you could fit into my panties.
what is happening? Why is this movie voluntarily making so many trans jokes? What is like...
Chaser PD, put your balls in your inguinal canal. Do it now.
Oh my god. Just like I remember 2001 barely. I was like 5, but like
Wow,
good lord.
Yeah.
What? Anyway, but like
Chaser PD, put your hands behind your hips and shimmy a little.
But the thing is that like I remember the early noughties. I remember what growing up in the early noughties felt like. You absolutely did not need to be putting in this many transgender jokes. This is something that you, like, put in voluntarily.
Yeah, they chose this. Someone in the team is definitely...
And specifically this genre of transgender joke, because, like, it is a given that every noughties sitcom or TV show has the inevitable transphobic joke that is, like, done at the expense of trans people. But this is, like, someone... just doing it on themselves consistently. And it's like, okay, what's happening here?
Because like that's where it's, like it weirdly holds up, because it never crosses like a line of making fun of like this the core of the joke, which is like gender stuff. It's more like the gender stuff is fine. It's more like, let's apply it in a funny way, which is how good trans comedy works like today.
Yeah.
And like, how are they straddling that line so well? In 2001, like someone in this comedy group for sure has like thoughts occasionally in 2001.
Yeah. Oh, I let me just put this down right now. I can sort of tip my hand here. So Eric Sosa, the guy who plays Foster, directed and wrote a film called Watching the Detectives with an alarmingly young Cillian Murphy that we will be doing as a future episode.
God.
Yeah,
yes.
The one who does the most trans jokes also made a detective movie. Funny that. I wonder what's going on. But yeah, so they hook up in the back of this, back of the Winnie, and they discover a whole fuck ton of this cannabis underneath the bed. And they're like, okay, well, we now have evidence that is going to make it such that our team can nail this case. And maybe if we can catch this, if we can do this drug bust, the mayor will give us money and budget and funding rather than our opposing team who we despise.
And the chief of the trooper department is also trying to cooperate on the murder case with the local PD. And the local PD, like, don't want to do it. Like, they're weirdly resistant to cooperating and kind of dismiss any like new evidence.
Yeah, they're like ridiculing him.
Yeah.
So Foster does their regular bit, which is one of them takes like a sort of like long hippie wig and speeds, which is what they were doing when they fucked with the stoners. But he does this in the sort of gay European couple's car and gets arrested by the city cops, which means he gets taken off the road and they have to bring father
Farver's the one who arrests him because
yeah.
Farver is like, by the book to the extent that he doesn't know how to hang with his boys, right?
Yeah, he doesn't know how to do the bits. He pulls him over like off duty in his Corvette. It's like awful.
Yeah, a classic Farver joke is turning to Thorny and just sort of being like, hey, what if we did a bunch of Viagra and then when we arrest people, we have like raging hard-ons? And it's like...
That's a weird bit. That's a bad one.
We've all known this guy. Some of us have been this guy. The guy who wants so desperately to be liked and has so little facility with bits that it just kind of becomes like horrible.
The easiest way to be cool is to stop trying to be cool. The easiest way to be funny is to stop trying so fucking hard to be the funny one. Just like,
This is guy who wants the gender euphoria of being like a man and doing all the stupid gay shit, but like wants it too badly, right?
Yeah.
So he's stuck with Ramathorn, or rather Ramathorn is stuck with him. There's a bit where they go to a not McDonald's, and so the guy's going to spit in his burger, right? Because as soon as the guy orders it and he goes, it's for a cop, into the microphone.
We do that with library books as well in the library. We're like, let's get that library book. It's for a cop.
It's for a cop, yeah. So, and because Farver both knows that the thing's going to be spitting and is unwilling to accept this, he like starts a fight with the guy that leads to just this very, again, Ignatius Riley-ian sort of thing of insisting on having a liter of cola.
They puncture it so it leaks all over him.
They do an actual prank on him, and he comes over the counter at the guy in a flying tackle.
Yeah.
It's a good bit, because like I don't also fully understand like how this is supposed... Is this a thing in America where like you peel off the sticker off of the Coke?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like a competition thing. You can win
that's
stuff
a weird
sometimes.
thing. Yeah, because like that...
It is weird.
That's... The Americanness of it all is something that I'm not familiar with as a Europor, but it is something that is very funny when he does unpeel the sticker and it's just like doused with the punctured thing.
Yeah.
It's such a specific thing.
And so Farver gets arrested by the local cops.
Yeah, and they do him Rambo 1 style.
Yeah.
They've got him like handcuffed in the shower, covered in like white delousing powder, we assume.
Yeah.
Like hosing him down.
Hazing used to just be torture back then, right? Like,
don't remind me.
Astonishing number of pranks where if you were caught doing them now would constitute grievous bodily harm levels of assault.
And none of this had any sort of effect on me. I think it's important to say.
It's very normal.
I think we came out of this feeling pretty normal.
Remain resolutely normal, and nothing weird ever happened to me. But so we see that having done the sort of stick, the local police chief tries to do the carrot thing of, while he's still covered in this white powder, coming in and being like, I'm sorry, those boys get out of control with the delousing powder. And he goes, it's powdered sugar.
It's delicious, sir.
They have their own parallel universe of bits. But so we see he tries to recruit Farver, but because Farver has, despite being an asshole, he has this kind of essential dignity in this moment. He's like, I'm all highway.
Yeah, he's the king of the highway, baby.
Yeah.
And so they bring in the German swinger to help them like translate this old VHS tape that includes this cartoon monkey. And so they're trying to like, gather more information. But basically they're just like, I think they're just getting high and watching a cartoon and like,
that's basically what's happening. I do love the translation from this Afghani anime, which where the translation goes, "Don't let the great Satan tempt you with the Western culture," which is like real.
Real.
2001
this came out.
This is before like the war in Afghanistan. This is like when the Taliban is in charge of Afghanistan the first time.
This predicted so much stuff.
What kind of like oracle is in charge of the writing of this movie?
But so the captain comes in, so they tell the German guy, all right, get back in the cage with your beautiful wife, which mood.
Farver gets demoted down to being cleaning lady, I think, explicitly by the captain.
And this is where we get the line about like, our shenanigans are harmless and fun and his shenanigans are cruel and tragic. And the payoff of that is that Brian Cox goes, if anyone says shenanigans one more time, they're getting pistol whipped. So they trick father into saying the word shenanigans, and then they're all handing him.
Yeah, just this is a beautiful way. Oh, now you gotta kill him.
I don't. Here's the thing about masculinity: is I don't miss it, but it's funny.
It is,
right.
it is.
Sometimes
The bits are top tier for sure.
Ursula and Bananas Foster go on a date where they are both dressed up as, they're disguised as like bikers.
I love this as a visual gag that they don't explain for a
Yeah.
second. Is like he's got the cycling helmet and the lycra on, she's in leathers, and after like a full minute, he's like, "Oh, biker, fuck off, dude."
Like,
sure.
but the thing about this is a very particular archetype of dude that was one of the earliest instances of like gender dysphoria that I am aware of having had that was explicitly gender dysphoria, which is my mum making a passing comment while driving about what she had affectionately termed mammals.
Middle-aged men in lycra, yes.
Middle-aged men in lycra. My dad was getting into like cycling at the time. One of the many little midlife crises that he had. I'm gonna have to cut some of this. It's quite cruel. But
As someone who is currently getting into cycling as a midlife crisis, moods.
No. But you're getting into like having a little bike with a basket, and that's fucking adorable. My dad made me cycle across Scotland when I was 14, and it sucked.
Classic.
You know,
I fear that I am approaching an age where I do see the cycling with the lycra approaching me like in high speed.
Yeah.
you must resist.
The Tour de France like is gonna pass through the town that I'm in, and I feel like that might be the death blow of my remaining dignity.
What it is that I'm on the like European Dutch style like Foyd bike with my like hoop skirt and like the chain case and everything, and then I try to go uphill on like a 1% grade, and I'm like, I need aero. I need to be in the lycra. This needs to be made of carbon fiber.
But the thing is that like my reaction to it was like visceral and emotional. I was like, oh god, I never want to be a mammal. And it was like conflated in my head very explicitly to the kind of body that middle-aged men have, which is not necessarily like about the size of it. Like a lot of like middle-aged cyclists are stick thin, you know, like marathon runners, right?
Wiry, sure.
But I was like, that is a kind of guy that I would very much like to not be. And thinking about it now and sort of like chatting with Mia here, like I could quite happily be, I think, you know, if briefly, a middle-aged woman in lycra. I think I could. A
family.
Yeah, exactly. A fiddle-aged man. You'd hate to be a fiddle-aged man. That's awful.
Good lord.
That's the age after the midlife crisis where you start getting into like folk music.
Oh god, you go to the like county dance competitions and shit. Yeah,
It's when you convert. It's when you convert to Judaism in middle age.
When you start.
It'll happen.
Tradition. But so will it? But so they agree to work on the case together, and Foster says like Cagney and Lacey.
interesting.
To which Ursula is the one to say Cagney and Lacey were women, and Foster goes, I could be Lacey.
Yeah, he doesn't care. He's like,
Incredible.
I could be Lacey. It's like, oh my god,
You could just be a woman.
you can just be a woman. It's staggering, you know? And like, yeah, obviously for the audience at the time, this is meant to be like, haha, he's a little bit feminine for a guy. But like, it's done with such like
There's love in the heart.
harmless sincerity that I think is kind of charming. It's, you know, it's interesting.
For real.
There's just love in the heart, and like that makes it work really well.
Yeah.
The boys are at the shooting range practicing a bulletproof jockstrap for no reason other than this is funny. This does give you Ramathorn holding up a paper target, perfectly indicating the Charlie Kirk kill shot location.
Yes, I got it.
And saying, "Oh, that little guy? I wouldn't worry about that little guy."
That is
Magical.
absolutely the episode art. You better fucking believe it, baby.
Counting or not counting road weed smuggling.
Road rage, yeah.
But so they have a plan, right? Which is Ursula is gonna let them into the impound. They're gonna take the weed out of the Winnebago. When the governor comes to town to celebrate the weed seizure, they're gonna present her with even more weed and be like, "Hey, don't close the station." Right? That's the plan.
The governor, played by Wonder Woman herself, Linda Carter.
Yeah,
Linda Carter, amazing.
shows up. Because why not?
There's another joke here, which is not one of Foster's. So the mayor of the town says, like, I don't envy her the decision. And Matt goes, I do, brackets, envy her. I'll be lucky to have a figure like that when I'm her age.
Absolutely incredible.
Right?
Just banger after banger after banger.
This is a crazy transgender movie. What the fuck is happening?
Every scene has something. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's at this stage in the movie, after having like 7 or 8 of these back to back, that I'm turning to Nova and sort of being like, what the fuck is happening? Am I dreaming?
I'm the greatest to ever do it. I'm the greatest to ever do it.
You are the great. I will never doubt you again. This is, astonishingly.
Before we watched this, I was low-key kind of dreading this episode, just like, well, I'm sure we'll get something out of it because we're funny and we're, friends, so it's going to work. But
yeah, we made Mercy funny, I guess.
This is a weird kind of pull. I wonder if I've pushed it too far. And then we watched it, and I was like,
"This is perfect."
I'm a great woman of history. I think.
Yeah,
maybe
you know exactly what you're doing. You cannot be stopped.
Exactly.
It's great.
Incidentally, when they get into the thing, Ramathorn asks Foster how he knows where the key is, and Foster says, "A gentleman never asks, a lady never tells."
Yeah.
It's right there.
Yeah.
I can't do too many fucking side swipes at Auntie Donna, my beloved Auntie Donna, but like, there's only so many times that you can ironically dress up as a woman before I start being like, take the estrogen, take it. I am putting it into your hand. You must make the extra step to put it into your mouth. Don't cut that. Don't get a drop of that.
Zachary, take the estrogen.
When I'm on some real transsexual shit, I do occasionally remember the lovely gems bit of Auntie Donna. Just go and watch it. But so it turns out that the weed is not there, and the city cops have beaten them to it because they imagine Ursula has betrayed them. Yeah. Right. This also really hurts Foster. Right. They all get fired. And they're out drinking, they get horribly drunk, and Foster is, like, sticking up for Ursula to, like, his boys as they're, like, yelling at her on the police radio.
Yeah.
And it's just, like, sometimes if your niche in this sort of, like, homosocial environment was, like, I feel strangely protective of my girlfriend, and I worry that you guys don't like women in the way that I like women. Interesting, curious.
Yeah, there were so many instances in my teens and into my 20s before I cut them all out of my life like fucking tumors, where like guys would just make jokes about me, like being whipped for basically thinking that my girlfriend was a human being whose feelings maybe, like, warranted attending from time to time.
And not to be like rad firm about this, it is possible to take offense at misogyny without yourself being a woman.
Yes, no,
but
absolutely.
It helps to be a woman.
Yeah.
Like, it really helps.
I think what we're identifying here is that in an era where, like, that kind of feminism and sensitivity towards women was so harshly and quickly smacked down and punished by other guys in very particular, like, homosocial, hypermasculine environments, the people who tended first and foremost to be, like, the ones willing to be ostracized in favor of coming in to defend women were the ones who, like, were empathizing with them for a reason, right? Like, this isn't like necessarily an indicator that you are a woman if you were a good boy, but, like, lots of them turned out to
Not
be.
all good boys are women, but many women have been good boys.
Oh, tell me about it. And some of them still are. But so we see that
Good boy.
Good boy.
Oh, fucking hell.
Oh, sorry, we should
right.
update it. Good girl.
No, weirdly it hit harder the first time.
It was that in stereo at the same time from Mia and me calling you a good boy, darling. Let's keep going. I have to go to work soon. We don't have time. We don't have time.
Yeah, we gotta lock in. But I mean, there's not that much more that happens, right? Like they discover that it's actually Foster that did betray them because they come back to the police station and he's wearing the local, like, uniform because he got hired.
It's Father.
He got hired there. Yeah.
Father, you dick. It was him all along. So they like handcuff him to a toilet and go out to like vandalize the city police chief's house
in his car. Yeah, in Father's car.
Yeah, there's they do some like cop car bits. November's Watch Corner, a little segment I'm debuting, there is one shot of one of them looking at their watch, and it's a Bell and Ross Demineur, which is a crazy pull. That's like some fucking worn and wound type shit. That's Hodinkee type shit.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but it's delightful.
No, me neither.
One of them clearly just wore his own watch, and it's a really nice watch. It's not like a Rolex or anything. It costs like $1-2 grand, but like
it's a nice watch.
That's like. It's a really authentic. I really want one. Type of shit that I've got an eBay alert set for in the hopes of getting one cheap.
I went to a wedding the other day, and there was a really, really lovely boy there whose watch color matched his suit.
That's the point. We're just asking people to be like pulling on the back of your hair.
Yeah,
at that point. That's like crazy work.
So like Ursula basically tries to help them again, right? It's like they're all out doing shenanigans, and it's like, come to this location at this time, and I will help you out to do something. And they go there. They don't find Ursula, but they do find a Canadian plane. They find the truck driver for the truck where
Zach Galifianakis.
Exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Brian Cox is smashed at this stage. He is not handling it well.
And they find the chief for the local police, like showing that actually they have been collaborating with the drug smuggling operation all along. They're corrupt.
Father gets out and like comes to like meet the local cops, thinking it's a drug bust.
Because it can't stop fucking things up.
They have to do the final confrontation, so they look in the back of Father's cop car, and you just got to show around with them going, Father, you sad, lonely man, which the pathos of Rod Father is an interesting sort of subtopic of this movie, I think. He has a blow-up sex doll that he has labelled, not just named, but labelled Ursula.
Labeling it. It's
Nightmare!
I want to murder Father is the thing. I mean,
I feel like this is the type of shit that happens when like creators don't put limits on parasocial relationships, because I do feel like I have at least 2 or 3 fans that have this in the back of their cars concerning me.
Yeah. I am sure that there are trans people out there who had Father-esque experiences, and I'm glad that they're out of them now, but please, you have to move on from the Father
You
phase.
don't need to be this kind of animal. And that's the thing, is that, like, you know, for all of our jokes about the fact that this was like kind of progressive for its time, there's a reason why this is striking us as being kind of progressive for its time, and that's because the time in which it was made was so rancidly sexist.
Oh yeah.
Just absolutely abominable. And masculinity, especially masculinity in this era, was a horrifying panopticon of abuse, where if you did not claw your way up to like the top of this hierarchy, or like any position within this hierarchy that was above at least one other person, you were just mincemeat. You would get torn apart, because like this is
Maidens is real. They're doing first blood shit to you in the showers.
Exactly. This is a kind of fantasy, really, of a world in which 2001 was this laid back about like gender non-conforming guys, you know? Because the thing that would have actually happened to Foster in this scenario is that all of the guys would have like, or even to Thorny, despite, you know, him being like, you know, the hyper macho and competent one, if anyone had caught a whiff that he was bisexual, most of the other guys in this precinct would have stopped talking to him immediately if they hadn't already, based on his race, right? Like, it was not a good era.
I feel like it can work just because, like, this, as been previously said, like, it's right before 9/11. Like, it's the latest possible point in the 90s. And the 90s were kind of heading towards, like, a reasonably, like, kind of like proto-woke era until 9/11 like set back the entire Western world.
19 assholes set back the world of stoner comedy for a decade. But here's the thing, the moral arc of the stoner comedy is long, but it bends towards justice. But so they mount the sex doll on top of the cop car for no reason, drive in and like get in a fight with the cops, which they win. They obviously, you know, the next day they're getting the letter from the governor that Brian Cox speculates is going to say, not only is the station staying open, but we're going to double your budget and buy you a tank.
And give you a good boy sticker, yeah.
Curious, because again, 2001, right?
Come on, lock it.
Come on.
Good boys, lock in.
But instead, they all still get fired, and you get like what seems like a downer ending, because 3 months later, they're delivering beer, right, to like a party full of underage college kids who include the stoners from the first scene, right, who get their revenge on them by making them carry the heavy beer keg back and forth. And they indulge them in this for like, minutes longer than I would have, before peeling off the beer coveralls to reveal that they're the local cops now.
Yeah.
All of them are.
They got to take over from after the corrupt department got shut down.
Yeah.
Or like everyone got fired from it.
I mean, like, it really undercuts the tension of this because of the fact that, like, in the real world, their jobs would never have been in danger. They would have just been transferred.
Yeah.
You know? It's like, you need it for the arc of the movie that their jobs are under threat.
You get to stay in the, like, cool town that you like. I love how traumatized the stoners are. Like, you did MK Ultra shit to these kids.
Yeah.
You changed the trajectory of their lives, and then they see you again, like, appearing to sort of psychically torment them.
Yeah.
Terrifying.
Speaking of changing the trajectory of their lives, we end on some last-minute cross-dressing.
I know, yeah.
Because they do some bits with them.
Crazy.
And they go, Christina Hendricks' future husband, why don't you do a drag show for us as one of the, like, throwaway gags, along with, like, Mac and Rabbit teaching them how to do chokeholds, which...
making them
like
down a pint and then just like choking them out with a fucking truncheon at the same time.
Yeah, I've had nights like that. It's yeah, it's the drag show is crazy.
What a fucking strange movie.
Yeah, and the fantasy is you and your boys get to stay together forever, and you get to work with like a cool girl now as well, which is
there's a girl on the team.
That's the dream.
This is the weirdestly progressive film I've ever seen.
Very
so
odd.
weird.
I was genuinely like just so pleasantly surprised because as I say, I was bracing myself for just an hour and a half of utter misery, and yet it is, it does hold up surprisingly well, and it is available completely for free on YouTube.
The worst person you know is developing a theory that is not prison abolition, but a kind of back to 2001 August program of reforms of make cops funny again. Right? Like, bring back the Strokes' New York City cops. Make the first thing that people reach for when they think of cops as not being terrifying, impulsive murderer, but the thickest piece of shit you know.
Yeah. So we have to ask ourselves a question about the entire fucking precinct, I guess.
Yes.
The state trooper department.
Did the state trooper department protect? No.
They fully forget that a woman gets murdered.
Yeah.
Like, it's... So no, they don't.
They do shut down, like, a corrupt, like, local police department, and they do, like, uncover, a drug smuggling operation that did kill a person. So they do solve a murder
by
and
accident,
But they still
I
do
also
it.
love that it's weed smuggling as
That's
well.
true.
It's
Yeah.
like the stakes...
Oh, God.
absent the murder, the stakes are so
The
low.
governor does say, like, during the scene with the governor being like, what are we here for? A drug smuggling operation? Cocaine?
Yeah.
No, weed?
That's
Then why am I
weed.
here? Who
Yeah,
cares?
no, exactly. Like, give it 20 years and they're not even... This isn't a crime anymore. This is like,
Yeah. So they barely protect. I don't think that they protect.
Do they serve?
I think so.
I think so. There's a lot of outfits that they like to do just for fun.
The moustaches are comic and funny. They realize that the state trooper kind of like mirror shade smoky bear hat moustache thing is an inherently funny piece of drag, and they treat it that way.
They tell each other to lock in, and locking in involves like straightening the smoky bear hat to be perfectly level.
Put your game face on. Yeah.
There's a lot of wigs in this, is the thing. An awful lot of
There
excuses to wear wigs.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
When will they wear wigs? They will wear wigs whenever they fucking like, apparently.
It's
quite often, it
curious
seems.
that we don't fully get any Foster cross-dressing, even though it seems like it should be leading there. But I think that they do serve, is the thing. And
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, I'm outvoted. It's a fun movie. It's a surprisingly fun movie.
it's a weirdly prescient movie, and if anyone
Holds
wants to like get your hands on the elusive Thomas Pynchon, what you do is you grab him by both lapels and you go, you saw Super Troopers right before you started writing Inherent Vice, didn't you?
Yes, we need confirmation on this. And is Thomas Pynchon still alive?
Yes. Yeah, very much
Thomas
so.
Pynchon, if you are listening, and I know that you are...
Loved Shadow Ticket, by the way.
Thanks for the Patreon.
Come on the podcast. Come on the podcast with us.
Yeah, you
know?
don't have to say anything, but like, do come on the podcast.
He will be quiet next episode, but he will be there.
So, that is Super Troopers. They're calling it the most transsexual movie about state troopers yet made. They did do a sequel, and a third one is on the way this year.
Oh, really?
So, watch this space. But we're also going to do Watching the Detectives at some point very soon. However, we have a Patreon where you can pay us to listen to bonus episodes, and the bonus episodes are heaters. I cannot recommend it strongly enough.
Very good.
On that basis, if you want to hear us talk about the Maltese Falcon,
Getting noir with it.
get properly noir with it, then subscribe to that, and we will see you next time. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey, thank you so much for listening to that episode of Be Gay Solve Crimes. If you want to hear more from us, go over to patreon.com, where for as little as £5 a month, you can get access to every bonus episode we have ever made, plus one new bonus episode every fortnight. We especially want to thank our £10 and above patrons, who are, at time of recording, TB Skyen, Transfem Oscar Wilde, Saturday's Claire, Jordan Gammy, Sparky, Robert Greensmith, Chloe Salzenberg, Transfer Productions, Dalton Fitzgerald, Anne Hedonia, April, Femme Butcher, Clocky Galadriel, open parenthesis, Athena V, close parenthesis, Fenris Mayday, Sonia with a Y, Moss, The Leggy Dame, as in I have at least 11, Kyle Clark, Gil the Gilded Dragon, Audrey and Lysel Pittman, Balakatina Gaviscon, Yarenko, Codex O'Healy Melcher, Helen, Puppy Toys, Starlight Foxalope, Mayotaculus, Monsieur Squirrel, the Reverend is cautiously trialing the name Halcyon for now, or Hal for short, Syrup Cassin, Racheology, Princess Reese barked at her new job because of a snapping noise, Persimmon, Shally Wolfie, Keith D. Jones, Banana Log is becoming a Vord thespian, Charlotte, Red Ashvier, Armored Contempt, Liz Rossi, Maxi Mayu, Wur, Columbo's Dog, ACXG, Ember's Escapism Fund, Faye, Gwen, wife of the show, will finish the art assets eventually. You sweetheart. They're amazing. You know, they've been serving us well so far. In case you didn't know, Gwen, wife of the show, has designed all of our logo and banner and the official art for us. And she's done an amazing job with it. And hopefully soon you might even be able to buy some of her art on official merchandise. Who knows? The Informant, a Regulator, Brianna the Midwest Transplant, the Suspiciously Woman-Shaped Pharmacist, Grace is a Dog, Woof, Maybe Not, Charlotte with a D, Maggie Parry Mantell and her dog Patch, Ember Agle, Must Be Zip-Tied, Kay of Joanna, Doc Bones, McNorsk, Nerves Nebula, and Cassandra T. Thank you so much for supporting this show. It means the absolute word to us, and we will see you next time for The Maltese Falcon. Bye.
Who wants a mustache ride?
Fun. I want one.
I do.